Welcome to my Facebook Live. I'm Sandy, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. I am so glad you joined me. First, exciting news. And Facebook's not working. Other than that, okay, on June the 24th, so in 2 days, Stampin' Up! Is offering free shipping. Free shipping, 1 day only. So you have a few options. The one would be to shop in my online store, or if you don't want to use the online store, you can message me with your shopping list. You can do that before the 24th. That would be handy. And I will key in your order for you on June 24th. But free shipping? Like, hello. Hello. You have to move some things. Okay, I see a shadow. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, so I wanted to get that said and done right away. I hope you had a good weekend. Everything's been good, although my daughter's big dog got skunked yesterday. So that was we were in a bit of a tizzy for a little while, but being a vet tech, she knew what to do. She took care of him. Smell's gone. Ta-da. Yay. Yay. Hello, Darlene. All right, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to try and do 2 cards tonight. I do try to stick to like a time limit, so I'm not blathering on for like 45 minutes or an hour or whatever, unless you want me to, because I can be very talkative. But I do have a second card. I was actually making it ahead just before the video, and I thought, stop. If you have time, show the card. Show the card, Sandy. Okay, so you may have already guessed by looking right here that I'm using the Color and Contour Bundle tonight. So there's a few things I love about this, and I do like to always say, here's what I like about it, because otherwise, I am a huge fan now. I didn't used to be of two-step stamping, especially when, I hope I got rid of the glare there, especially when the image that's going to go on top or underneath, I guess you would say. Underneath, I would stamp this first and then that. Looks watercolor-like, so it's not a solid looking stamp. And I'll show you with the samples as well. And here, this is also 2-stamp. You also get these little blobs, so kind of like random kind of splatter, useful on lots of different kinds of cards. Lots and lots. And then the fonts. I don't believe Stampin' Up!, to my knowledge, has ever used a font like this. So, and in Better Days Ahead, Here for You Now, so very happy for you. Thank you for everything. I can read. And you're absolutely amazing. Oh, there's another 2 sets as well. So that's 13 stamps there. But check out the dies as well. So clearly this cuts out this, and this cuts out this. All these extra dies make cool scallop borders. And then these, if you take a good look at them, they're all different. Which, you know, with the, like the, which were they? The rectangle, stitch rectangle dies, all the stitching was the same. But this one you get, and I'll show you because I've cut this out. This is really cool. I must get all of these onto the magnetic sheets. So this one's got a scallop and stitching. This is a different stitching and different scallop. And then this one, oh, do I have it here? I don't. This one you can actually, that makes these little indents here, or cuts, and you can actually put ribbon through them, which is cool. And this one, well, I love dots and I love scallops, so it's my favorite. So who have we got here? Hi, Bea. Did I say your name right? I hope I did. And hi, Carol. Okay, so let's get started, because like I said, if we can, we're going to do 2 cards. Oh, don't put the dies too far. I'm using them. Huh. I'm reaching way, way far away from me. Duh. Okay, we're going to stamp. Okay. So here we go. Oh, I was going to show you this first. I want to show you what what can be done. Now, this is not my most favorite card in the world, and I'll tell you why. I have a hard time doing what Stampin' Up! Calls simple stamping. But every month they have a challenge for demonstrators, and this month we're allowed to use a stamp set, paper, and a punch. So no dimensionals. Eek! You know I love dimensionals. No dimensionals, no die cutting, and I did punch this out. And I had this, it flattened out because I had other stuff on top, but I made it like that, so at least I could say it's elevated a little bit. But this is the stamp we're going to use, not in this color. This is Mango Melody. And you can see that I've stamped it once, twice, 3 times by the looks of it. And it just makes this really cool pattern. And to me, it's really funky, and I like that. And this is that watercolor look I was talking about. So here goes. So I am actually going to enter this card in Stampin' Up's Simple Stamping contest this month. And they give out prizes, so yay. Why not, right? Okay, so let's do this first. So first thing is the sentiment. This is just a scrap because we're going to die cut. Hello, Marcy. Welcome. All right. So this is Tuxedo Black Memento. And then, not that it matters if I stamp it upside down or not, and I'll show you how cool this is. Look at how dark Amazing came out with that thicker font. Now, to me, that looks like you're really saying you are amazing. Amazing. And I think that's really cool. All right, so that's that. I'm going to let that dry for a few seconds because my memento is really, really quite wet. And we'll die cut that. Actually, we'll do all the die cutting together. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. That's very funny, Valerie. I love it. I love it. I'm using my grid paper under here because these are photopolymer stamps and they need some cushion. So if I was to stamp this directly onto the hard surface here, you wouldn't get as good of an image. So when they're clear stamps, put something underneath. All right, so I'm using Granny Apple Green. What? I am. I don't think we actually have green flowers, but then again, this isn't a standard card. So I'm just tap, tap, tapping. And you can see, I think you can, here where you don't see ink, that's part of the watercolor look. Again, love. Now, for me, I like to go off the page. Now, I can't really stamp that again because look how green that is. My goodness. Because I've gone off the page, it's going to make something kind of weird looking. So I'm going to do again, but I'll stay on. And then we'll go 2, 3. I love this. Does anyone else think this is funky? Like, I don't know why, but I'm kind of, like I was just a little kid in the 60s, like little, but I just think it's funky and I love it. Okay, so now I'm going to use, there we go. So let's do that. And I think we can get another one out of it. Why, yes, we can. Is that everything? Let's see what else we have. A little bit more. I don't want too many dark ones, and I'm being very random about it. So if I overstamp or stamp over top of another one, it does not matter. Okay, I'm going to actually take some off. Off? Did I just say off? I think there's something going on in my brain. Well, if I start speaking with an accent of some sort, I just saw that on Stampin' Up on 60 Minutes, Australia. Anyway, how funky is that? Like, that is so cool to me. It just makes me happy. 'Tis funky indeed. I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. So there we are. That would be the front of the card, but then that's the same card I just made. So what I'm going to do is, let's set that aside for a second. Get rid of the mess. Is I'm going to take, I'm going to take, and Carol grew up in the 60s. Awesome. I'm going to take this one. It fits. If you get it right, and this is upside down, I'm just showing you what it would look like. If you get that right there, you can get the whole G and everything in. Amazing. And then, is it this one I want? Let me check. It is. All right, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to do the die cutting off screen, but what I'm going to do is put it on an angle. Because anybody can do this, right? Let's just do it on a bit of an angle, and you'll find out why very, very soon. Very, very. So I've got it right beside me. I'm just going to quick, oop, I don't know if you can hear me. If I'm going to quick die cut. Oop, straight would be best. Oh, before I forget, and I didn't write this down, so I'm glad I remembered. Last week I mentioned that, look at that. That's what the die cut does. Now, my folder has apparently got some gunk on it. All right, and then we have this extra piece, which is kind of cool. So this would go right here, but that's not how the card's going to look. Last week I mentioned that the next mini catalog's coming out, and if you need a catalog, you don't have a demonstrator. If you don't have a demonstrator and you need a catalog, you think you might be ordering from me, then message me after the video. Get on my list, because I am going to be submitting probably Saturday or Sunday the list to Stampin' Up so they can mail them out, and you get that catalog, the next mini, and the celebration flyer. So both are coming out, and I saw the new catalog today. I didn't have time because I was out and about. I didn't have time to look at the celebration yet, but I'm pretty sure it's going to look cool. Okay, let me die cut this. I know if I keep blabbering. Alrighty, so Valerie just ordered the bundle. You are going to love that bundle. Oh, had to concentrate there for a second while I die cut. I would sing for you, but you wouldn't like it. It's for the musical interlude here. That's what I'm going to remember. I didn't write anything down. I didn't write anything down. Alrighty. So, I'll put my little die cut where it goes. And look at that. Like, how cute is that? I think that is absolutely adorable. All right, let's bring in the card pieces. So here's the base. Oh, shock. It's basic white. Hello, Lee. Alrighty, so it's 4 1/4 by 11. Scored at 5 1/2. Now, you know I give the measurements during the video, so you can always go back and listen again. So what I decided to do here is I'm layering white on white. My thought was I would do this like this, and then I realized all the little gluing that I would have to do, and I went, not this time, Sandy, this is going straight. So for this piece, I pretty well used the front side of the card. So this would, the piece you would need to cut this out would be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Probably a little bit less, but you don't want to cut it too close. All right, and then we're going to put this on. I actually do have notes, and I'm just going to set them aside. All right, so here we go. Let's do some gluing. So I'm going to use Tombow. And the one thing, remember last week when I goofed and I messed up was it last week? And was that last week where I cut the DSP upside down? Not. I'm making sure that this die cut is going to go on properly. I always say if you're going to make a mistake, it's going to be during a live video. Totally. Okay, and I'm going to get this as straight as I can, so I'm just eyeballing it. That looks pretty good to me. But I am using my wiggle time because I noticed it was off just a little bit. Easy peasy. Now, no, I can put this piece on. So this piece is going to go on the funky way, but, oh, I am going to raise it up. Okay, so let's raise it up on dimensionals. This is a popped up card. It was the Peaches paper, thank you. See, I knew someone watching would have a way better memory than me. It's funny because that was only a week ago, and yet, I don't know, like I say, time flies. We're almost at the end of the month, for crying out loud. Wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Crazy, crazy. There we go. Just a couple extra because I kind of spaced that out. It's kind of spaced out. All right, did I bring it? I did. Pardon me. Right before the video, this is my take your pick tool. It doesn't usually come apart. That's the way I take the lid off. And I like to take the backs off. If you get it on an angle, they come off really easily. Straight on, don't try straight on. And if for some reason they don't come off, use your fingernails. Anyway, right before the video, like 2 minutes before, I'm running up the stairs because I'm having a coughing fit. So if you hear me go, ahem, that's part of it. It might be because I maybe had a Kit Kat chocolate bar before the video. It might be. Probably definitely because Okay, so randomly, actually, I think I might go this way because I do want to put my sentiment on. Yeah, I'm going to do it this direction. It doesn't matter if it's up or down because it really, really, really makes no difference. There. And I like that. I like to make cards that you can make. And so you're like, if you can't put things on straight either, go funky with it. You can't go wrong. Okay, so I'm still hanging on to that piece and bringing out, this is Simply Elegant Twine. I'm going to do it a little bit different. I know you didn't see my sample card, and the reason for that is because it's also done, you know how I always change the color? It is also done in Granny Apple Green. So the difference this week is I showed you a very simple stamping card and then this one. So what I did on that card was I made a bow. And it turns out that this teeny little knot on the bow was enough to make my sentiment go wonky. But maybe I'll try it again. Or maybe it was the number of glue dots I used. I don't know. I have to go down further because I want longer tails on my bow. So I'm using bunny ears. There's different ways. I had to say chocolate bar. I know. And I have to say, I did have to go in a store today. And I'm like, how dare they put them near the checkout? They got me. I always say, you'll never get me with something like that. Yeah. I would be lying to myself. Okay, I'm just going to leave it like that. I know they look kind of weird, but I had to use long tails. I had to use glue dots to hold it in place where I wanted it to stay. And I want these to be big because I want them to show up underneath this. So it's not my usual little dainty bow. Not at all. And I can keep playing with this, but I do want to secure that. There we go. And then kind of decide where I'm placing it. So now what I discovered though is, yeah, you can pick it back up. No biggie. I want it on a big angle again because I'm going to do something like that. Something like that. Exactly, I don't know, because that one, although it's not cooperating right now, it will be. It will be. Oh, hey Janice, welcome. You had half a Kit Kat. Well, I have to say I bought the, what is there, like, I don't even know how many in the package. I'm not even going to say. I don't know. Let's put it that way. Okay, I want that to lay better. So what can I do? What can I do to make that lay better? Flip it over. Ha! There is a solution for the problems. And what I'm going to do is make sure it stays down. So what I'm going to do, you're not going to see it because I just checked it, is, well, not pick it up with my fingernail. That's not the deal. Okay, well, now I made it real pretty. I may be on a bit of a sugar high, guys. I might be. Might be. Sugar has that effect on me. Okay, so now it's laying flat, and I like that. And I like that it's a big, big bow. Now, the mistake I made on my original was that I put, like, I have to totally avoid that part because it's as high as a dimensional. So what I did was I actually doubled up on the dimensionals. So what that means is I went 1, took the backing off, 2, and we're not taking that backing off till we're ready. All right, and then same thing over here. So this one should be over here or down a little bit. Yep, and then this one can go way over here. So nothing in the center this time. Have you ever doubled up your sentiments before, like round dimensionals? Like, wow, you know? Okay, I'm not concerned, by the way, that these are different sizes. Because if you're making a wonky card, go all the way. Did I forget to take the backing off? I'm sure we've all done that too. And again, I'm avoiding, now that I know, crooked. I'm avoiding the bow. So, if you get it crooked, pick it up and fix it. There, we have a little bit of stretch left. So we're getting there. We are getting there. I decided it needed a little bit something else. So I pulled out my matte black dots. You may have overlooked these in the catalog thinking, yeah, when am I ever going to use black dots? Well, guess what? They are just the perfect finisher for this card. Although we're not done yet. So what would I like to do? No, I think I'm going to come down here. And then, and I'm only using the small ones on this one. They do have, by the looks at 2 sizes. I think so. Oh, don't drop them. And yeah, maybe we're just going to go crazy. Go there. Good. Alrighty. Did I or did I not cut out that piece? Oh, I did. Here, I have to go get it. It's back here. So I cut out an extra one of these, and I'll show you why. Now, I actually had to get the input from my daughter to say, is this too much? So this is the piece. This is this piece, and I'm going to put it on the inside of the card. I've never done that before, and never. So this is a first for me. Not this much. Definitely put DSP in my cards, but I've never put something that's so stamped on the inside of my card. And I just thought, let's give it a shot. And what that means then, I'm not going to pop this up because you can't write on it, right? Is I'm going to glue this and glue it exactly in that spot. So when you write in it, you got it. We're going wonky. I think it's just the way my brain's working today that it's wonky. Now I do have a blog on this, but I hadn't decided on the inside of the card. So it doesn't show the inside there. So you can see it here, and it'll be, of course, on the video. But there you go. Like, how cute is that? I'm really liking this. And it looks a lot like the original, except that on the original, I goofed up where I put the little dimensionals. Okay, I think we have time for a second one. Yes, talk fast. Okay, so like I said, the card's partially done because I started it. So, and it's way, way, way out of my reach. All right, so what I do need to do is I need to bring this back in. This, and doesn't make, I'm looking for, see the difference. White is white, right? Both sides. Okay, so we're using more stamps from the same set. This is 2-step, like I showed you on the original. So it's going to go like so. And the cool thing about this is it doesn't have to completely line up. And again, I think that's a really good thing. So instead of black, I did do it in black. I tested this in, I don't know how many colors. I don't. And I stamped off and yeah. Anyway, so I'm using basic gray for this. Oh, it's a big stamp. So remember, when it's a big stamp, lay it down and bring the stamp pad, ink pad to it. Hopefully we get it on the first try, but I do have a couple scraps here just in case. And then just give it a good press. I think my stamp is a little bit big. I could have used, is it this one? I could have used this one, but I noticed that I missed a little bit of the end on some of my original tries. Sorry, I think I just shook the table. Wow, I'm being, look at, like, to me, that's pretty on its own. Seriously, I really do think that's lovely. Now what I can't remember is, okay, let's close, no, let's not close that. Let's not close that because we have the sentiment, which is not that one, which is this one. Oh, okay, I just threw a glue on the floor, sorry. So here for you now, but I'm going to show you a trick. I'm so going to show you a trick with that. So that's also in basic gray. Now I believe we're done with the basic gray. And now, petal pink. And again, what I can't remember, so I'm going to do a test. And because I'm not using this piece of paper, you can do tests on here, but I don't always find that because this isn't basic white paper, it's not going to look exactly the same. So I'm just going to do that. Nope. Okay. I did not double stamp. I mean, I did not stamp off. It's a pretty light color to start with. All right. So you can see this is this little bud here. So you just kind of line it up. And you know what I forgot, but that's okay. So it's pretty close. Oh, that's not bad, actually. Shockingly, what I forgot to bring was, I can get it. One sec. I forgot to bring my Stampin' blends. Oh my goodness. All right, so again, first thing, close this up. Set her aside. Okay, so not blending, and I noticed there was just, are these the same? Dark, wait, dark seafoam and light. Oh, they're both dark. Good gracious. Okay, this is both, they're both dark seafoam. These are kind of abstract looking leaves, so I'm not really totally filling them in. Oh, is that the color I used? It is not the color I used. Shiver me timbers. Okay, so so I did this one in Petal Pink, and I believe I used Blushing Bride on the original. So it's going to look a little bit different. So you lay this on. Now when you're lining up your dies, there are no large edges like there used to be. You want to get it right on. If I go like this, I'm over too far to the side, as you can see. Okay, so let's pretend, we have to use our pretend now. Let's pretend that I just die cut that, and it, oh, these are not my sharp scissors? Apparently not. Hang on, there we go. And also put it on a piece of cardstock. So clearly I used a different color. That must be Blushing Bride. Oh, you know what it is? I know what this is. This is Flirty Flamingo stamped off. I do believe it is. Alrighty, so we don't need that. And what I did is I took a piece of basic gray, bring the dies back in. Isn't that funny how the color changed? It's like magic. So this time I used this die and cut it out. Ta-da! Took a little bit of the, so this is actually glued straight on, not popped up. And I've loosely tied a bow, very loosely apparently. I'm going to have to do a little bit of pinning, let's say, at the back. We'll make that a little tighter, and I'm probably going to make those smaller, and that's almost there. I have to show you something really cool. At our last team meeting, was it the last one? I won the animal print embossing folder, and I'm like, I'm not into animal print. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I thought I'm going to give it a try. So I did. So I cut. Now this, I'll show you. Let's do the measurements. Is my card going to match now? Close enough. Okay, so this is Petal Pink, by the way. Looks how the colors just go together. This is the same as the last one. So 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Now this piece is not my usual tiny border because I really wanted the Petal Pink to show. So this piece, the basic gray, is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I know I'm really liking like doubling up on the color. But you know, I'm going to go back to this for a second. My eyes see teeny little flowers, little abstract flowers. They're not animal print. Not to me. No, they are flowers. And that's the story I'm sticking to. So what I'm going to do now, oh, I've got a couple here, is I am going to pop this up. I don't know if I can squish that, but I can always retie the bow. And don't forget, you can always use the sides. Waste not, want not, right? Let's put one there, and I'm going to put, do I have one more cut? I do. They're kind of random pieces, but it doesn't matter. No one's looking at the back of your card. All right, so let's put that on. I have one other thing planned, and like I said, a little bit of a trick for you. A teeny bit of a trick. Oh, I wanted to ask you a favor. I have a couple favors, actually. This is me asking for your help. So one thing is, if you could share my video, that would be fantastic. If you haven't clicked on following my page, that would be wonderful. Oh, I did too. This is the, the white crinkle ribbon, I do believe. So tone on tone. And you know me, I'm going south of center, way south of center. I am going to cut these guys, by the way, because on this card, they're too much. So let's go back to this. I like this, but I want to say, here for you, period. So what I did, remember this die? I used it a couple weeks ago. Can't remember. This is the messages die. And I was going, okay, that would be off center. That doesn't fit. That would be off center. Then I found this one and I went, Perfect. Perfect. And it's got stitching. You know I like the stitching. So I die cut it already. But oh no, look, there's part of the N. All is not lost. You know what I might do is put that right there. All is not lost. I'm going to pop that. I'm going to put that on the card and then show you how I'm going to fix that. Fix that little issue. It's a very small issue. Nothing to worry about. So it's always good to know if you made a little goof like I did last week, I don't need that piece, then how to fix them is kind of handy to know. It's not really a goof so much as I wasn't sure. That's the first time I die cut that one. All right, so glue dot there. I'm forgetting words. And dimensional there. And then I'm going to put this here, or up a little bit. No, I'm going to put it right over the ribbon. Like I said, I'm going to cut that tail. So we crooked. There we go. Straighten her up. Straighten it up one more time. How many chances do I have at it? Thank you for the share, Valerie. Okay, so then I have this problem. Now, I'm going to bring that die back in because when I cut the original, I went, and at this cute little heart, the piece of paper was just big enough for that cute little heart. And check it, there's a star there and a star there and a star there and a heart. And I thought, why don't I take a little teeny piece of petal pink and I'm going to put it right there. Is that still crooked? It might be. Okay, so I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to use another glue dot. Put it right on the back. And then, we're sticky stuck today. Here we go. Check it out. Please stay there. Covered up the little bit. Cool or what? Okay, now I have two pairs of these. I've had these for so many years. I need to sharpen them. And I brought the dull ones with me, go figure. So I don't know that I can cut this with this. Not really nicely. Gotta find that. I always say on scissors there's a sweet spot. Oh, hack it to hack it. Just hack it. Alrighty. I also wanted to mention that I might, if I can get everything organized, that's such a hack job. Sorry about that. Sharper scissors would be good. I may be having a BOGO sale again because the last chance sale on the January to June mini is going to end shortly. I may have to tack that down again. Anyway, so there it is. This is I did take all the backings off. I was able to do 2 cards and not take up like 2 hours. That will stay better. I may also take a wee tiny piece. I may cut like this little bit right here, put it right under there, and that'll raise up that heart ever so slightly. I can do that while I'm talking. Alrighty, so there are the cards. So my other favor, and this is a huge one. So if you're not into it, that's perfectly fine. For the last couple of years, I have applied for the Stampin' Up! Artisan team. And if you've ever seen any of the artisan work, it's pretty lovely. So I'm not 100% sure that my cards are of that caliber, but if I don't try again, then I'll never know, right? So here's the thing. If you are on Instagram, could you please hit follow? That helps me immensely. And comment. Like if you like a card, say, I like that card, I think blah, 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 whatever. Say whatever. From your heart is always the best. That's the way how I comment on things. That would be wonderful. So you don't go back and do like hundreds of them. Just a few of the more recent ones would be fabulous. This will be on Instagram tomorrow. I have to get photos of this because I just made it while we were talking. And that would really help. That's things that they look for. Yeah, I like the gray too. Thank you. So if you missed the video, go back to the beginning because we talked more about this card and the inside, which is Wahoo. I can't wait for someone to receive this and see what they say about the inside. I think it's pretty cool. I'm actually digging it. So there you go. Anyway, that was my big plea for help. So there you go. As always, the important links and my link to my Lolly and Sand Instagram page, I will put in the description after the video, after it's uploaded, blah, blah, blah. My blog will be finished later tonight after the video uploads. I will see you next Tuesday. I've got something planned that I think is going to look really cool. And have a wonderful week, everybody. I don't know where you are, if it's cooled off and the humidity's gone, which is fabulous. But I hope you have a wonderful week, regardless of the weather. Whatever you're doing, enjoy yourself. So bye-bye. See you next Tuesday. Thank you.